is the one also you subject yourself to, even if you're a caller. So please, we're on national TV. We should all be guarded. With me here in the studio, he is a political analyst, political affairs commentator, a legal practitioner. Join me to welcome, yes, Justin Urwe. Thank you so much for coming on today's show. Appreciate your coming. Thanks also for coming. All right. Still very close to him, a very vibrant youth, an astute youth, an entrepreneur, a political analyst, political affairs commentator. Join me to welcome Festus Eki. That Eki is quite long, so let's not just leave it at Eki. Thank you, Festus, for coming. Appreciate your coming.
Good morning,
all right. Put food on the table. You will not hear or see any of these things happening. He is the voice of the masses, Okoro Osanho Obaraye. Welcome to TMI.
Thank you so much edition. Thank you so much.
Here we are. The election has come and gone. If you flap to the pages of the print media, you get to see some disturbing outcomes, some disturbing process. You get to hear about ballot box snatching. You get to hear about intimidation. You get to hear about violence. You get to hear about vote buying. You get to hear about so many things that we thought that we've outgrown. But according to reports, it happened yesterday. Some persons lost their lives. To show you how desperate Nigerians are becoming when we talk about politics, what is really going on. These are the feelers we got from press of the newspaper. In the process of going through the papers, if you listen to me, you get to hear Punch, Vanguard, Guardian, Nation, this day bringing out their own side of the story. What's your experience? Maybe, just maybe, we will open up the phone lines. Let me start off with Esquire. Yeah, Justin Urwe. So, I mean, yesterday, this municipal election took place, and many persons were eager to know what really transpired. Though many persons don't want to, like, go out there to exercise their franchise because of one reason or the other. They have their own opinions and views, but from your own angle, you were there in the field. What's your experience like?
Well, good morning, listeners, or good morning, viewers. The experience is unbelievable. It's unbelievable because what happened yesterday on the field is not something we expect to be happening in the year 2023. We expect that those, sorry to use the word, barbaric behavior would have been done with maybe even in the 90s or in the 60s, where our election were not this developed or our democracy was not this developed. Communication or civilization was not this civilized as we are today. It's a place where you go to the field to cast your vote. You are first of all profiled. You are asked questions. Who do you want to vote for? If you are not voting for a particular political party, see that they ask you to go back, or if you insist, you are manhandled. Some persons were slapped and chased out. And even when you are voting, there are persons that will stay by your side, 2-3 guys stay by your side to watch you thumbprint. And if you do it the way they said you should do it, fine. But if you do it the other way, it's trouble for you. And we know a particular political party that suffered greatly from this political mayhem that was meted to them yesterday. And we think it's a sham, it's unbelievable, it's it's not credible, and it's not fair, and it's not also free, because the people's volition were squeezed to one direction. If you don't do it this way, you go away. Do it this way, you come and vote. So it's not an election. It's far below what we refer to as election.
That's your own opinion?
Yes, it's my opinion.
All right, I'll come back to you.
Thank you.
Festus, do you share his view, or you have a contrary view? I believe that you guys will just be on the field monitoring, looking at things, even going out there to observe, generally speaking.
As a Nigerian, I guess what happened yesterday is what I anticipated for a lot of reasons. We have a compromised security agency. Like the election that was conducted in my unit in the House of Assembly election, The policemen were bought. It took my effort to start calling Ubawa police station, those men I have there. You see that when boys move out in group, policemen will go and hide. To do what they want to do, policemen will come out. So the problem is not even the citizen now, but the government agency, the ANEC and the policemen. The essence of law is to regulate. So the essence of the police and ANEC is to ensure that those coming to cast their vote, the police are there for safety, security. The ANEC are there for orderliness. But when these two agencies are being bought over, what do you expect?
You use the word bought over and use the word if boys are coming out, the security agents will go
I am telling you a life experience that happened in my world. I am from what, 5, Unit 8. Uwasota Junction by Uwelu. What I was doing that day is I will have to call some other APC boys inside the Uwelu. Well, now they mona come out, they don't see the combo. Before you know, they'll see Packard. When they see people coming, they move. The DCO 1 at Ubo police station came at a time and was asking, where are the policemen here? They came out and the guy was angry. The traffic police officer there told him, Oga, those people, see the way that they behave. That's the security agency now. So what happened yesterday was something I expected because we're in a country where anything can happen. Whenever there is an inconclusive election, there is always a reason for inconclusive election. Because they were unable to hash their plans on the May election day, they resort to ballot box snatching, fighting, to disrupt the process so that it will become inconclusive. Then they now go and make special plans to ring the election. To some person, it was an election, but to me, it's not an election.
Okay. To you, it's not an election, but to INEC, it's supplementary election. To many Nigerians, it is an election. Put food on the table. Was there food yesterday on the table in the field? It was something else.
There was no water.
No water.
Not even talk of food. What happened yesterday,
Yes.
we must have said the truth, was a rape to democracy. It was painful, shameful, an abysmal failure to INEC, the executive, the security apparatus, and all what you are. I must tell you the truth that what happened yesterday has gone to show that some people are not fit to rule. Some people are not fit to call leaders. Some people are not fit to stand to say, this is me. Because if the people are fed up of you and you still try to impose yourself on the people, you are not far from the Hitler. You are not far from Satan himself. Because the people have said, we don't want you. Now you must want me. That is because I took my time yesterday to monitor the various elections. And I must tell you what I saw was not election, far from election. Because there is no way we can try to paint what happened yesterday, let me tell you, to say it was good. If I try to paint it, it is like me asking you if I come here to say, Mr. Wilson, what's your name? But you say your name is Mr. Igbenovia. From there, I will not say, well, yeah. I will not say, what are you saying? So there's already a failure, a lacuna somewhere. But if I come to say, Mr. Wilson, how are you? Say you are fine. And that is it. How much you continue because you did not think of what to say. So even when they were planning to rig yesterday, they misfire. Because it was like this, was prepared like this, and because we were not prepared for what happened, they misfired. And I've also told people to say election is a process. As a politician, I was also expecting what happened yesterday.
You were expecting what happened yesterday?
Yes! I'm a politician and I should respect it. So what were you expecting? Why was there wrong? Was he not trying to strangle you and you take the hand off to say, don't strangle me? That's okay. Next time when we are coming, don't need to strangle this guy.
Just kill him.
Let's come to you. Don't even take your hands to the neck. This time, just take your hand to the gullet and cut it with razor blade. No need to shout, stop strangling. So that was what happened. You can't expect people, because election cannot be done in the first shot, and people telling you to say, okay, you didn't work. No, let's go fight another day. If you don't have money and the resources for a rerun election, it's suicidal. Yesterday, the volume of money that was shared was far more than what was shared the first time. Yesterday, the seriousness of those that want to remain in power, to make sure they remain in power, their seriousness was far better than what happened in the first time. And what also happened yesterday was some people, you just know that some people are really dull, they didn't go to school. A simple arithmetic. 1 + 1, they will tell you it's 11. So, what has happened now? I've always digested. Election starts from, the first process is your party primaries.
Right.
From there you move to the main election itself. After you either lose or win, you now go to tribunal. So this one, they did go to tribunal. This one, there was a rerun. You can see why sometimes...
No, rerun, supplementary election, they call it.
No, that's a rerun, no, supplementary is the same.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
So the third one now,
yes,
where they are not preparing for is the tribunal. And to me, I've also made, just trying to advise them to say, don't fight. Don't fight. The tribunal is also a hope for the common man. Okay. So if you have thought you have won rightly, because if truly you win election very well, my brother, there's parties of the jubilation should be, if you won and you know the people with you, it will be a lockdown.
Okay.
But if you win election and you are hiding inside to say, don't tell people say I did inside, that's to say you stole the election.
I'll come back to you, Barayi. Now, how come we are thinking that we've gone above this stage? We have the beavers, we have good electoral law to forestall all these from happening. But still we'll get to hear skirmishes of reports of violence, intimidation, vote buying. How did we progress to this dimension again?
Okay, Mr. Wilson, it's a simple fact. The Electoral Act 2023 is the most recent, or in law they say the most extant. It made provision for some offenses, but INEC don't have capacity to prosecute any offense. That's one. Then if you look at the 2010 Electoral Act that was used till 2022 before the amendment came, it made room for the not electronic transmission, the use of voters card as a permanent voters card readers, but it was not statutorily stated in the act. And because of that failure, Dr. Bukola Saraki of the 9th Senate or the 8th Senate, the one that left before Ahmed Lawal came on board, they tried to amend our president, President Muhammadu Buhari, declined assent. And what was the major gain of that Electoral Act? Maybe that would have been Electoral Act 2019. Is this electronic transmission of result from the units. They knew the importance, but they refused to sign it into law. And they conducted that election. INEC has to come out, you know the story, to deny that they have website, they use card reader, they say it was not stated. And the article went up to Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court said, if you say this man has this gadget, The law did not provide for it. And they said they don't have it. They don't even have a website. So there is no provision for it. So what they did was manual. And that was the escape route of the current administration. Now, 2022, Beavers bimodal voters accreditation system are plausible. Everybody celebrated it. We all clamor for it. And we've left the archaic stage, manual stage, to electronic, as it permit me to use the word, as it happen, you did send them and you see and they enter woto. Wow. But what happened on the day of election, starting from February 25? We were all in the field. People came out en masse. We canvassed. Come on, we need somebody that will make a change that will impact your life and impact my life, a true change. A character that you can trust with competence, capacity, credibility, with track record. That's not inconsistent. And we all lined up. Labour Party and its members were all there. Only at the end of the day, they are telling us that there is a technical glitch. From where? 305, over 300 billion voted for you to work. Over 300 billion, more than a Edo State budget, given to one government agency to work. And on the day you are telling us you have a glitch. From where? And you said this system is infallible. And that was the hope of all of us. That Beavers is the game changer. Let me quote Festus Okoye, an exposed person. Beavers is the game changer. You can't manipulate it. But where did the glitch come from? Where did it emanate from? And those that perpetrated that heinous crime, where are they today? Was anybody arrested? Was anybody being investigated, being prosecuted? Even before that 2020, before this current one? No. And who are those doing it? Those that are in power. But people will say,
Can you please interpret?
yes, when the water gets polluted or corrupted from its source, the people in the community will die of thirst. It means those who stole your property should not be the one helping you to look for it. That is what happened in Nigeria in our election. Those that are in charge are the ones that caused it, are the ones that did it. Look at what happened. Look at what happened in Benin. Look at what happened in Ward 4. Ida College. What's this school? Fabia Akpata. They mocked by. Then look at March 18. Look at what happened. Why did you have inconclusive illegal? Just one ward. How many units? Ward 4. Because your party is not winning. You must, by fire, by force. That's not.
Okay.
To me, democracy is beautiful. If we allow it to run itself, it cleanses itself.
All right.
It separates the chaff from the wheat.
Wait. Festus, over now to you. He made a comment and you just smiled. I want you to give expression to your smile via words right now. Because talking about what went wrong, how do we degenerate or retrogress to this same format? It's like a reset, so to speak, but negatively. We thought we are above this. Because we have a good electoral law that should at least propel us to better heights in democracy.
I once said it on here that when they introduced JAM on the electronic system, people were happy. Actually, it did a lot of good than harm. But today, people still sit down and write JAM for people. The problem we have in this country is we don't carry out research. So we'll just come and say, this thing is working in Cameroon, you should work here. This is Niger area, Nigeria. A country where anything can become something. Beavers or no beavers, electronic transmission or not. The problem we have as at now is still INEC and the security agency. My brother here.
What about the politicians?
I'm coming.
What about the electorate?
I'm coming, sir. He just added something. He said the executives. I guess that was what you said, sir. Do you know why we are bringing it from this angle? I am a father. The government is the father. INEC and security agency are the fathers. So they ought to control the voters. What ought to happen is this. You come as a citizen to your polling unit. You will be accredited. If you're having problem, they'll call the attention of the security agency. Anyone there, police, NCDS or whatever, this man is giving us problem here, you'll be taken out. In the process, it is necessary to check if you are the problem or the INEC official. The day of the presidential election, it got to a time they said, machine log out. I was asking the girl, Beavers log out. She said, I said, no. Beavers can't log you out. You were given a pin to log in. Go and log in so that you finish the voting processes. She was like, no, I said, but we've not known the number of people that were accredited here now. I will not do that. That was when the security agency ought to have come and said, no, Madam Anek, Beavers can't log you out. Put the pin. If issues like that come, meaning you can't compromise the electoral process. But a situation whereby you settle Anek.
When you discovered that, what did you do?
I still have the video on my phone.
But what did you do?
I created a scene. And some person came and said, then they lose now, and I make the bully. Because they are losing. As a psychologist, I advise myself, you can't fight the people at times. It was everybody against me. The agent from my party came and said, bros, leave them and they know. So what I'm trying to tell you is, the problem is not the law. The problem is not the beavers. It's not the machine. The problem is those in the helms of affair. Okay, what's the essence of bringing a policeman to the polling unit? What is this?
Those are the helms of affairs. We're the one controlling the beavers. We're the one that told you that beavers locked them out.
Now, listen. There is what they call multi-phase in whatever you are doing. You got to a point, either you check yourself or someone check you. If the INEC officials are going wrong, the security agencies shouldn't go wrong. But both were compromised. Now, let me put another thing to you. We have party agents. Party agent ought to meet the policeman. Or guys, see what they pass through. Policeman will tell you, don't worry now, go where they come. You don't go come. So, the processes are not the problem now. Those handling it, those that are supposed to secure you, are the ones that are supposed to say, this man, Festus, what you have done is against the electoral act. 2022 has amended. Arrest this man. That is when and where you now have people to prosecute. But a situation whereby they pay deaf ears to all the issues happening there, they'll tell you, not concern me now. But where they are missing it is this. Whoever becomes the president, the governor, the legislators, they will affect the security agency. They will affect the INEC officials. I guess if there are people that are suffering in the country, if there are people that are suffering in this country, I guess I will first choose the civil servants. They are the ones that will receive salary at the end of the month. The businessman might collect your salary in 1 week.
In 1 day.
In 1 day. So they compromise the process for the executives. And at the end of the day, they will come and tell you, you not concern me. Oh, guy, it concern you past me. I am not a civil servant. Government don't pay my bills. I hustle as a businessman. So if you can pay deaf ear, close your eyes for a particular party to rig an election in favor of that party, the biggest loser is the security agency.
Okay. I'll come back to you first. Now, we're giving assurances that, look, it's not going to be business as usual. Security agencies, from what we're told, they gave out adequate personnel to make sure that there is law and order. There were no cases of beavers malfunction yesterday. In the case of materials didn't get there on time yesterday, at least is that not a plus to make the process to have gone smoothly? Why are we hearing these complaints, Obarari?
One thing I like about always whenever you call me to come here is that you understand the facet of the economy so well. But just because you are trying to save your job, you try to sit in a place where not to say.
It's not about me, that's about the question.
Yeah, that is why if I talk and you tell me, guide your, if we're in a same place, should I be guiding what I utterance? If we're in a safe place, if we're in a place where I should be able to say anything I want, mission is, you won't tell me, no, about you could guide your emotions, no. So he got to also tell you that we are not in a safe place.
The press is God.
I'm not talking about election, I'm talking about you. If I want to discuss and you tell me about you, no, watch your emotions. You cut it off and tell me, don't say it, they will bill also. And I don't want ITV to close down. So I will have to manage what I say. By so doing, we now that are here, we've compromised already to save our face and images. That's just the truth. So you cannot expect the security agencies who the federal government has paid 150,000, 200,000, go and do this. And federal government paid them. And the policemen called some of us as civil society to say, please help us shout to where we heard it was 150,000 that came from Abuja. But some of us didn't get 30,000, some of us didn't get 40,000. So if a policeman,
some of us didn't get at all.
If a policeman now start calling civil society to say, please, go help us shout, go put up for Facebook, shout everywhere. The money that was brought to us didn't get to us. Is it that same policeman you want to go on a court to come and fix things well? A policeman already calling you to help salvage this situation. Then you are also talking about INEC. Was it not INEC that said they want to do election? We need money. They didn't ask themselves for money. They asked a federal government who is a major player in the game. I said, okay, maybe I'll give you in tranches, I'll give you once. And if he's giving it to you, what are you going to do? Do what you know or do? So it goes to tell you, I'm just giving all these examples so you understand not to be stressing yourself to ask more questions. Because by the time you ask more questions, you will be the one saying, watch your emotions. So there are some questions you do, just what happened yesterday now. It's not what you are happy about in your closet. No matter how it happens, no matter who won, if it was a true reflection of what happened yesterday, I'm sure there would have been blockade and jamboree on the streets. But because it was like a thief who was not seen, cannot go to the church to say, praise the Lord. So, to me, INEC failed again woefully. Oh, what you said, Nigeria has one of the best laws in this world. And that's why you see our brothers, they go overseas, after looking for money, they come back here to enjoy it. That's why you see our leaders upon how no good health, if they are sick, they go, they come back here to enjoy it. Because this is a place where you have 50 cars and nobody tells you to pay taxes on them. This is a place where you have sprawling mansions. You leave it there and nobody is asking you what you do with it. And this is a place where Wisior Marshall was 10,000 naira rich yesterday, and today as we speak is 10 billion naira richer. Nobody is going to ask you. People are going to congratulate you. They say, my brother, man, this is a lost doing. Nobody is going to ask you how you were able to make 10 billion. But these issues don't happen in a sane society. Where they will tell you, no, there's no way you will be 10 million richer. How come? What's happening? All cameras are on you. But so, the system is already polluted. So, trying to pick out the security agencies or INEC out of a system that is polluted, it's no. There's already oil stained in one finger. So the civil servants, all of them, the civil servants want to become permanent secretary in all ramifications and want to become commissioners. They want to be everything. And how are they going to do it? To make sure they play they are in the right books of the executive. And who are the executive? This same process of rigging, this same process of scattering, stealing ballot boxes is what is bringing them in. No matter what has happened yesterday, no matter what has happened, those that contested the election yesterday, House of Rep, House of Assembly, yesterday, there's no House of Assembly candidate assessed yesterday that did not use a minimum of 5 million personal money.
No, these are just allegations.
No, I'm a politician. I'm not asking you, I'm telling you. A minimum of 5 million yesterday. Maybe not from the personal purse. It might be from friends and here to say, let's support this our own. A minimum of 5 million yesterday. I'm telling you, and not the one they've been using before. It goes to tell you this system. Then tomorrow, when this person is sworn in, you now go and tell the person in the morning to say congratulations. He will welcome you. When you now say, okay, this is a law I want you to bring in. Which law are you bringing? Were you there when the person went borrowing? Were you there when the person was selling properties to make sure this thing? When you were collecting money from these candidates? Did you tell them you were bringing laws for him to or her to help you? So everybody is affected on this issue. Everybody is also affected on this same process. Because I know of a friend who just finished this last election, that the last time we did count, he spent over 500 million and didn't get the election.
500 million?
I'm not asking you, I'm telling you, neatly above 500 million. Now he didn't win, and he's still living, continuing his life. Maybe the next phase again, we also try to spend another 500 million. Then maybe he now wins. You will now go there to say, my brother, this time now, as you win now, you are going to make sure your name is written on the sands of time. You are going to become the Awolowo. You are going to this. You are going to do that.
All right.
Not knowing that whenever the person, you go visit the person wishing, you are living. Or the person didn't give you anything, you will say, I just want to say one win election. Person who can't give this money, now not give me 50 kobo. You don't give me anything. If they tell me, say, Nigeria go better. Now Nigeria go better, I go chop. You have said it. You are expecting something from somebody who is not there yet. The same you now is telling INEC is not good. Is that the police is not good. So if you were a policeman, you are already affected. If you are INEC, you are already affected.
Okay.
So we should not exempt one person on this issue.
So for what to say now, we are all involved.
It's a collective destruction process.
He said it's a collective destruction process because after all, we are all involved. Vis-a-vis, we deserve the leaders that we have. Take it up from there.
Well, with due respect to my friend, Mr. Abarai, I disagree with him extensively on that conclusion reached that we are all infested or
we are all infected and we are all affected. We are all involved in this destructive process.
Yes, I beg to...
You say it's not only INEC, not only police, we are all involved.
Yes, I strongly disagree with him. Yes. You see, Beavers was promised to work, like I said earlier. But those that operated it made it not to work as promised. That's one. And who are those? INEC, from Mahmoud Yakubu to the person. He made mention of...
But hold on, before you continue, not that I want to step on your chain of thought. The persons that were meant to operate the beavers, are they not ad hoc staff gotten from the society?
Yes, I'm coming.
These are people from the society.
I'm coming.
Okay.
Like I said earlier, it's from the top.
Please, interpretation that
I said that when the water is polluted from the source, the community that depends on that water will die of thirst. That is what it means. Simple. The beavers that was promised to be the game changer, how did you manipulate it so that there was a glitch according to you? Result was not transmitted. Those that were given password were given wrong password. This is a laptop. If you, this laptop is passworded, if you enter even with one alphabet.
Well, you use the word wrong password. Maybe will not agree to this because at least what he said was working at first.
Now, let
in essence, it was logged out.
Now.
So you cannot say it's wrong password.
Now, let's get it clear. We are all technically inclined.
Yes.
There is it's a process. You go, they accredit you, they give you the voters' papers, you complete. At the end of the day, put in the ballot box, then it counts, then it is recorded. Now, what is recorded is to be snapped at the end of that, having been counted, snapped and transmitted. From there, before you move to your ward collation unit and local government collation unit and state collation unit or point. But at that point, from the unit, you snap and it's a process before it goes. It won't work. There's a number of figures or password you will enter for it to move. If it's maybe your number is 0807 and they now give you 0708. So that at the end of the day, you will bring those things to the point where they cannot alter it. We saw all these things on the field. Or the people that was chased out, that was election that was going on peacefully, some personality came, before you know it was scattered. Is that correct?
From the society, because that's what he's saying, right? That we are all involved.
Now, we are not all involved. That's my point. Now, if you are doing it because of the power you have, but I say, I don't want this your system. I want to make a change. Give me the opportunity. I'm different. But you are stifling me, scuttling my process, and still tightening the nozzle for me to go through. Just like some persons want to, they say, okay, we want to write exam. You see, I don't believe in exam and practice or cheating. I want to write what I want. But the lecturer that wants, sorry, with due respect to them, that needs blocking, you understand what I mean? Blocking, will not give you, when you are supposed to get A or B, it will be giving you C or D. Because he wants you to come and upgrade. Meanwhile, those who didn't study as you have studied and read as you have read, and as intelligent as you are, will be getting the upper grades. Somebody said, no, I want to make it different. Somebody said, no, I won't allow you to make it. That's the point. Labour Party said, we want to make it different. But the ruling party said, no, we won't allow you. We won't allow you come in. Look at what, do you want me to mention names? It's in the public domain. Look at what happened in Rivers. Look at what happened in Edo. Look at what happened in Lagos. Look at what happened in Plateau State. The result is everywhere. Who does that? Nigeria is a country where the best, rather than being celebrated, is being frustrated. They eat and consume their best, kill their best for the weak, for the mediocres. Who does that? Who does that? They rather choose on mediocrity, ethnicity, tribalism, nepotism, instead of credit, merit. Who does that? When look at Joe Biden's American president, do you know that we have about 3 or 4 Edo State indigenous there? In his cabinet. I have a friend in New York. He was a consultant here in Nigeria before. Do you know what they told him when he was in Lagos? The man that was CMD of one of their federal institutions there, when he was asking for employment, he told her, this your wife? I say, yes, sir. So your wife get job now. You don't need job. Now the guy take pack his wife and children. Today they are in the US, going through the process. A consultant, an intelligent guy from a Dokbolo College, they attended Unibank. If you permit, I will mention names. So this is, who does that? How many Americans or British have you seen come to Nigeria? If they are coming as big boy. You cannot. If you say you want to be, there are people who want to be treated on merit, who want to be handled on merit, who want this system to work. But the people at the helm of affairs, they are the one that is scuttling. How come Beaver didn't work? How come somebody is not being asked questions? How come somebody is not being sanctioned? How come? Somebody said here on this program, your politics today, yes, he said money for adults that they never pay. How come somebody is saying that? How come police when work they never pay? Even though the police get their own for body.
All right, now, but you're not indirectly agreeing to what the boy said.
Not all of them. That
okay.
is what I'm saying.
All right.
That is his own. I'm sorry, with due respect.
Yes.
That's fallacy of hasty generalization.
Hasty generalization.
Yes.
He just spoke like a legal practitioner.
There are
I will come back to you. I'll come back to you.
Thank you.
Fallacy of hasty generalization. Still that talk on the ground. I say we are all involved one way or the other. But they said not all of us, because we didn't hear about beavers not working this time around. We didn't hear about polling unit not getting their materials this time around on time. We didn't hear about INEC staff, ad hoc staff not knowing the polling units or what to go to. But we didn't hear about all this. We are hearing things like intimidation, vote buying. I don't know. Borrowing a lead from between Obaraye and, of course, Barrister Justin, what's your stand? Is it an everybody thing or just some few persons that are so desperate in hanging on to power?
For yesterday's election, I don't think it's necessary for us to say everybody. Because yesterday was not about everybody. It was about a particular set of ward units. And the reason why I am trying to narrow it down to the INEC and security agency is very simple. After the Civil War, scholars came and said the remote cause of the Civil War. They will tell you about women riots. The first coup that was carried out in Nigeria. So they were not trying to see what bring about the hunger. I said it before that as a father, I control my kids. That's why you see people who say, nah, bad boy, papa not train and where. The essence of INEC and the security agency is to make sure that when you messed up, when you go against the law, the INEC will report it to the security agency. How many people were arrested yesterday? If there is no law, you cannot commit a crime. When there is a law, then you will be careful not to commit a crime. The essence of the law, the electoral law as amended, is for check and balance. So I am not trying to exempt we the citizen from it. Because if they are coming to disrupt the polling unit, they are going to call the citizen. You, go to that place, go and cause problem. I don't know if you are getting it. So I am not trying to exempt the people. But what I'm trying to say is this. When there is a problem in the house, the father and the mother pick up the responsibility. It is the duty of the school management to ensure that the students are taken care of. When it comes to the social learning process, the academical work, everything that has to do with the learning processes, the school administrators have to make sure that these people are learning. Now, we are the citizen. I leave my house to go and vote. Come here, I see like 4 boys with gun. They come here and say, Festus, who are you voting for? I'll say, Party B. They'll say, go back. In a safe society, is it supposed to happen? No. If they ask me to go back, I will not go and meet the police and say, policeman, they say make I not vote. Oh. I will want one. But you go and meet policeman will say, you know, go ask. I be God. So that's what I'm trying to say. For what happened yesterday, aside the fact that some people, some political actors played a very disastrous role, but those that we ought to face, those that we ought to blame, are the INEC and the security agency. Meanwhile, let me go back to what my brother was saying. Beavers or no beavers, election can be conducted in Nigeria and it will be free and fair even without beavers. The electoral law 2022 as amended said that the INEC will choose means of transmission. The law did not in any way say it must be electronic transmission. So for some of us that are having that thought that they didn't transmit, that make the election not to be credible, no. That they did not transmit, you have your agents at the polling unit. Now, for the past elections, they already at the tribunal. Your agent should bring facts and figures. And if you want to know, PMB might not be a very good match for everybody. I guess for the first time, the federal government stay clear of an election. The interference from the federal government was very, very minute. I'm going to compare the previous election where a president would fly from Abuja to Benin overnight to tell the INEC official, this is what I want. We can't compare this election with that. So if there are flops in this present election, we should check what the INEC has done.
All right, you just wrote out 08077770300 is a number to call, or you can send a message to that same number, 08077770300. Talking about the just concluded supplementary election. Yes, that is what we are talking about. You can call in or send your SMS. You've spoken so well, Justice, spoken so well, Festus, wonderful, Obaraye. But some people are saying that, look, the reason why we are going through this or went through this, even yesterday, something like election, is because politicians have been able to outsmart INEC. How true is this, Obaraye?
You see, when I say all of us,
yes,
it's trying to, you cannot have 1,000 persons in a place.
You hold on now, please, not SMS, just WhatsApp messages to the number, or you can call in, okay? WhatsApp messages to that number you can see on your screen, or you can call the number for us to get to your views and opinions on this particular discourse. Go ahead, Obama.
Okay, if I say everybody, if I say everybody, and out of 1,000, about 700-800 people are already on the same picture. I think you can say everybody. Are you getting it now? So, and it was when my very, very respected brother Justin was now digesting and now knew where he's talking from, that the Labour Party, the obedient folk. You can also see why sometimes when somebody will have the right to say everybody. Just yesterday, my very good friend was crying online, asking, and I asked, where are the obedient in that place we were crying? Where are they? Where are they? Not on, you should not be on Facebook. Where are they? If others are able to mobilize there, where are they? Because you have you took the election not on we are not in America, neither are we in UK. This is Nigeria. Nigeria has their own electoral process. And you cannot be in Nigeria electoral process matter, not to also believing in where we are now, something might happen. It's just like you want to carry out an issue in Nigeria, you say, don't worry, light issue, there will be no problem. Even when NEPA uses generator, you are saying there will be no problem for light. So there are some things you have to put in place. Are you getting it out? So when I mean everybody, I don't say everybody. Now we're talking about federal government. These people, INEC is a name. People are in INEC. So when we are not talking about people, police is a name. People are in police. My brother, it was also sufficient you to know. And I want to shock you that if a policeman stops you, be so bold, look at him into his eyes, and tell him, just quote any verse of the Constitution for him. We tell you, my brother, go, this is no book. I'm not asking you, I'm telling you, because they don't also take time to read. I'm not asking you, I'm telling you. They don't take time to read. What they just know is, bring your phone and check. When you not tell them, do you know that it has been gazetted by IG that you should not check my phone without my lawyer present? Which Oga IG talk that one again, sef. All these Oga beg they go. But for those boys that don't know, you give them your phone, you fall into pray, and you hear them, I bet myself with 1 million. This is a system. So now you that don't also know, are you not also a human being? We that not take time to read. Sometimes 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock, waste time to read. To say, this electoral law, okay. That's the reason I cannot quarrel with INEC. Because the law gave them the two-edged sword. If you come from this side, they run from this side. They will tell you, we don't want our server to be hacked. That's why we are running from this side. So who also fixed the law? Is it not the people we are killing and maiming today for? So who are the people? We talked about Saraki, who brought a law, and the law did not see the light of the day. And we also saw another one who also brought a law, he saw the light of the day. We are still talking about a process. The process is being run by individual. When you say about you watch your emotions, don't talk. You are not saying because of you, because if we are together, we can discuss anything. Because there's a third party watching. Like if Obaye stands up here, the next you might, I think you might pay 20 million, 30 million for because with your matter invited him. Is it not somebody that is listening? Is it not somebody that will say this person has deviated? So if I say the people, it encompasses various facets. So sometimes when we want to quarrel, INEC did not do this, INEC did not do that. No, the process has been polluted. We are talking about election. My brother, we that saw the Abiola of Sohe photo to first election.
You just want now, we have a caller. Hello. Yeah, good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from? Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead.
This is Sonny.
All right, Sonny Gedosa.
Thank you very much. I'm sure you have known Baraye for some time. And he has featured in some of your programs, especially your Sunday program and your radio program. They said we should know our environment. There are some persons that you have seen today. All you can talk about is the issue of what can I get from this process. At the end of the day, what we did my own, because I didn't come to Ringo to look at the statues. I am here for a specific purpose. And you can notice that I'm using Obaraya as a case study because he's somebody that I've also known for some time. He's not afraid to air his opinion. That's why you see someone like Obaraya does not have what you call private life. Because when you come into public setting, you no longer have private life. You do not have private life. You may be asked questions that have to do with who you are. That's why I constantly talked about the issue of when God created man, first of all, he created family before government. The reason why God has to do that is because when there is a problem with family, it will affect governance. Because Jesus said, God said to Moses, I am going to give you leader from among the people. If we destroy INEC and we decide to bring the 3 guests you have in your citizen now, are they from Jamaica? Are they not also Nigerians? First of all, we need to deal with our mindset. Yesterday I was telling you, I must win is not democratic.
At all.
I must win. If you notice, Obaraya has lost the whole lot of opportunities, but they have not stopped it from standing in the process. I don't know the name of your second guest at the middle, but they are totally talking about clearly, the Constitution did not say that INEC must transmit results with the beaver. And INEC has this Ghana, and they also have the right to decide that this war that way. Obaraya has also told you that it's like 2-edged sword. If you try to cut it from here, they will come out through here. Obaraya introduced me to somebody not too long ago. The man prayed one prayer for me. He said, may God allow you to accept gifts from people that will shut up your mouth. That's what we need in Nigeria today because we need a Nigeria first. And without Nigeria, who are you not coming to govern?
All right.
Just imagine that the submission of your guests so far, nobody is speaking you on television, nobody can receive you. Who are they talking to? And those who have a way of transforming people. So that's the reason why I said to people, when you go to the poll, you must know win because the office of the citizen is more powerful than any other political office in Nigeria.
All right, thank you, Sonny. Thank you for what he said. You must not. Whenever we are still very much with you because you're not true with your line of thought. Though the calls just keep on coming, they are smarting of INEC. They are smart of the electoral process. The politicians continue from there.
So what I was trying to say is, let me try to. Do you also give? Then I said, yesterday's issue would have been when my brother was being pushed out, manhandled from an event center.
Okay, hold on. Good morning. We have a call. Hello.
This is a radio petition from Upper Sakmoba.
Okay, go ahead. What's your name, by the way?
Osaibovo Osagi from Upper Sakmoba.
Okay, Osaibovo Osagi from Upper Sakmoba. Go ahead.
It is because of the way our politicians scatter and behavior. Also, we thought it to be wrong in Nigeria. I would have liked INEC to come and register as a political party because I have never seen something right from them. If I play them this way, they will so tolerant to come to this upon this electoral act. INEC did disobey the law. I don't know if some people from the airport, don't say that. Maybe there's a political Nigeria. That's what I've been saying. I don't know when we'll get it right. Good morning this morning.
All right, good morning. I don't know when we will get it right. 08077770300. That is a number to call. Talking about your experience yesterday in the supplementary election. Let's take this call. Hello. Yeah, good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, my name is Matthew from Ubiyoho.
All right, Matthew, go ahead.
Yeah, the way I look this country, if the father is a criminal, how the children will be? And you can want to say, do example, okay, like, see where election when they do. They use Guru they do election. You don't know, see how in Nigeria, the people who see they are data. They don't follow the right thing. Okay, we will follow them. One come look. If our father is a criminal, we will follow our children. One come look them. And our father, they show example, they don't do the right thing for this country. That is why the election, they not they follow the right thing. Because the father show example for us, they not they follow the right thing. They not show good example for us. So the local government chairman or House of Assembly, how that one will be? The father show the right thing. The right way we follow and show the right thing. That is why I know this country today. Now just grace of God. Everybody want to survive for the country. For me, I don't think whether the election, the people want to rule this country. Because the right thing now, what the people they see now, who win and they don't give us the power. How the rest will be? Now, my own suggestion for my own suggestion, sir. Thank you, sir.
Well, thank you. Talking about the winner, it's the umpire that determines the winner because they are with a comprehensive result. We don't have the right to say this one wins or that one won. We didn't give it to this person or that person. INEC is the umpire. Okay, so wait for them to bring out the results. Two more calls. We'll go back again tomorrow. Talking about you talk about some movements. Where were they when these things were like, going on? Okay, let's take this call. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
I'm coming from Ewotubu.
Okay, Mrs. Idele from Ewotubu. Go ahead.
Thank you so much. So what I'm looking at is there no way out for transparency? Let's just the people. I think with all these amendments of electoral act or what I'm saying, I don't think we need those things. What we need now is good conscience act.
Good conscience act.
You can see somebody telling you something.
Conscience amendment, not electoral amendment. So that come to the right thing. Our children are watching us. And see the drama every day. Who are we going to hand over this country to? We are old. So at this point in time, electoral act, no. Conscience, our conscience. We should do the right thing. That's my take on this issue. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Mrs. Idele. So we need good conscience act.
May Mrs. Idele never know it better yesterday. She has said what all what I wanted to say.
Good conscience.
Yesterday, a friend of mine asked me, say,
Hold on. Hello.
okay,
Good morning. Welcome to TMI Sunday's edition. What's your name? Okay, Emmanuel from Upper Sokmoba. Go ahead. All right, thank you. Thank you. I think for now we'll take a pause from the calls. You talked about some movement not coming now. Talked about Mr. Delay.
For the movement, I said yesterday when the movement mobilization was really now needed to stand up for one of theirs. I'm sure there was none. If there was, I will not sure they would be, my very good brother would have been crying and shouting that he was maimed. That was one. The secondly, let's go to Mr. Dele's issue. I was talking to a friend yesterday, and we discussed at length. I said, do you know, I want to service my car, I need this, I don't have money. I said, Abba, you are lying. I will say you don't have money. You that knows this, you that knows that, there's nobody you don't know. Why don't you ask them for money to give to you? I laughed and I said, if I've been asking people for money to give me money, I'm not sure you give me the respect you are giving to me. That is why you see that if I tell you I want to call, if I call, they will pick because they know I'm not a liability. I'm telling you, so when you have conscience to say, why will I ask this guy if I ask? Because sometimes we sit down here, the money won't ask me, so I don't want to pick and drop the, you shoot the call. He didn't do it, he's doing it to somebody else. That's to say, if it was you, he's saying. So no need, you keep. So the good conscience heart is what we should pick from all what we'll be discussing today. If the police has good conscience, they will not sit down and watch things go wrongly. If INEC has good, if an election was conducted in 1993, Abiola election, was there beavers? Was there all these long electoral indices? But it was conducted. And what happened again? People came out to say no.
Is it people or politicians that outsmarted the process?
Who is a politician? Is it not person? I'm talking about, if I talk about people, it's person that flesh and blood. I'm not talking about spirit here, flesh and blood. People came out to say no, that he must not stand. Cancel it. That's the fiercest election we've ever had in this country. It was what? So are you not also saying the people that conducted that fair election, was it not the same people that conducted today another wrong election? The people now that said no, this good election must not go, let's stop it. Is it not the same people that are saying no, this bad election, let it go? So I'm still talking about the people who have been polluted. That is why we must not go back to Mrs. Dele's submission, good conscience, where you will sit down to think that this person want to contest election. If this person really good, a force for this election, if this person is a force for this election, why not let us come together and support this person? I'm talking now, and before we could say Jacobison, we'll start talking about 2024 governorship election in the state. Or we'll start singing the same Kennedy song again. We will also not start regretting. It's starting again now. The process of this movement will not start now. The political Maggi and Kori, they go to the market now to purchase food stuff. They want to start cooking now. We are talking about what has passed. I said, and I must let's say the truth. Politics is not a one-man show. If you want to continue, you must keep being in that process. Because why? You don't bring your dogs, neither your cats, to come run political business. They are human beings like you. They've devoted their resources, time to it. You must also devote yours, even when you know you are good. Be there on that system. You must be there. You must remain. I've told you how I sat down way back. And if I leave there, my friends will mock me to say, oh, small boy, you're not even ashamed. Now this game you want just they do. In 98, 99, when I sit with grandfathers. Today, 80% of them are no more. And today now, we are now also sitting where those people sat. Think of it. If those my friends, them, they were making me about 30, 40 of us entered at the same process. Just think of it. Now they are now entering today and telling me, no, now, the dues we have paid, you are not, you must also try to suffer. Say,
All right,
so
all right.
this issue must not just be this one bad, this one bad. If we all begin to talk
Okay.
about good conscience.
Hello, we have a call. Hello.
Yeah, hello, this is Mr. Omorojo Edubo from Ward 9 Unit for local government.
Okay.
One of the persons that was beaten up yesterday, the latest me, by the former Honorable Tiwa Efe.
Hold on now. We are not here to mention names because it's not good for us to shave someone's head in his absence. That's why I say no mentioning of names, please.
Yesterday, I was beat up yesterday at Unit 10, Ward 9. I was beat up in the presence of Nigerian Police Force. They were all there, looking at. They didn't even make move. So. They didn't even make move. To say this thing that you guys are doing is wrong. Or even get them arrested and prosecute them. In the presence of police, they compromised the Nigerian Police, they compromised the INEC and president. You see that the program was voting more than 11 times yesterday. I even ran to the police station and
All right. Well, that wasn't missed. Like his airtime got finished. I never touched anything here, but he gave a very strong allegation. We had to verify that. He said it happened to him. So we'll go out there to verify. We'll take out the realms of allegation.
Can I come in here?
Of course, don't hold on, because after this call, we'll go on every day. You can come in, okay? Hello.
hello, good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning. Welcome to TMI Sunday's edition.
Yeah, I'm listening to you guys. So, my own opinion, I don't think we have ever been in election.
Okay.
Or we ever been in election.
All right, briefly.
Everyone will make mistake. Mistake until we verify that mistake. What is the mistake today? Let's take ourselves and to send it to the service of system.
All right. We're taking a look at the just concluded supplementary elections, the lessons learned, the outcome, the way it was carried out. It may interest you to know that the number of calls we've had is like many of the callers are not really happy about the way the election was conducted, about the way the election was carried out. Some of the people that we need, how did she coin it again? Conscience amendment. Yes, not electoral amendment. You need conscience amendment. Well, to the winners, we say congratulations. To those that didn't win, well, sometimes it's like that. You have options. Yes, you can go seek redress in court. At least you never can tell. Anything can happen. But to the winners, big congrats. So I have my guests there with me in the studio. They are speaking their mind on this particular issue. Well, some of the people that, look, the reason why we saw what we saw yesterday across the federation, especially in those states that may have a very strong election next year, is because of that election that will be coming up next year. In those states, it's because of 2024, the governorship election that will take place eventually next year. Is there any relationship between yesterday's supplementary and the governorship election? Let me start off with you, Justin. Yes.
Well, thank you, Mr. Wilson. There is, depends on the perspective we are looking at it from.
Yeah.
Good. 2024 is just like before the electionary process will begin in those states. It's just like maybe less than a year from now, because this is April already. By this time next year, I'm sure primaries will be getting ready or being done by political parties who know their candidate for that they will feed sometime in September. So having said that, so it depends on the people you have on ground for your party that are in the house will be the one that will work for you. But be that as it may, the person you are feeding as your candidate for your party or of a political party will go a long way to determine how it will go. So if you say now that you want to, the one that just happened will affect that one, well, kind of. But that one is merely on its own because the governor of the state, the personality will be treated on its own merit.
On its own merit?
Yes.
All right.
The personality will be treated on its own merit.
Okay.
Is he credible? Is he competent? Does he have the character that we can trust? If not, you are on your own. But I don't know if I have your permission to go back to some issues that were raised earlier.
Okay, go ahead.
Like somebody came on board to say he was beaten by some thugs or
In the presence of security agents,
Yeah,
and we're here to
of-
confirm
yes.
that. Yes.
He alleged he was beaten.
Yes.
Yes. Based on that allegation, I want to counsel him that he should make a formal report to the police, that police division that controls that area where that incident occurred.
But he already said that the police were present.
Yes, that was what happened. But it should not
The
make
roads
a
were
formal-
beaten and stripped.
Ordinarily, as it is happening, the police have the duty under the Police Act
To protect him.
Yes, to protect him and to arrest him or those assailants. To arrest them because it's happening right there. Having failed to do that, he will now proceed to the police station that controls. This is what happened. And there is a procedure. Okay, you said you were stripped naked and all those stuff. That's assault to his person. Then, having complained of assault, there are things that the procedure will tell him to do. Maybe he had bruises, treatment, all those stuff. They know what to do. Then those things will be documented. And those persons that assaulted him, he will identify them for arrest and possibly prosecution. Then he can also file for his fundamental human right that he was debased. Yes, he was debased, he was dehumanized. Imagine somebody came to vote, you beat him up to the extent you strip him naked. Come on, where are we going to?
Festus,
Where are we going to?
that was in your domain, right?
You know why I'm laughing, Mr. Wincy?
Yeah.
Barrister, we are not in court. This is Nigeria, where if you are a friend to the ruling party, you can do and undo. Like in my hood, in my political constituency, or let me use my word, the reason why such a thing might not happen is because the youth have come up to have a force that if you negate this force, you become an enemy of us. The lady was talking about conscience, and that is what we actually need. Not just the ANEC or the police. While we were talking at the lobby, I was telling you something. I say, as a politician, you can't call me for a dirty job, even if I am young. I will not go to our campaign. Not because I can't go, but because my perspective about politics, about campaigns and rally are quite unique. So, if actually we must move from where we are to the next level, first, the citizen must understand the reason for government. The essence of choosing someone to lead us is to serve you. Is to bring things that you can't bring to yourself, directly or indirectly. But if the process is being perverted, it becomes a problem. He just gave an example of someone spending $500 million to contest an election, and the person did not win. The person will go again and win. He's coming first for the money. Meanwhile, there is an electoral law that gives financial guideline to how much you can spend
In an election.
in an election. That's why, as an individual, if we are to check the remote cause of this problem, I would say, ANEC, you are a problem to us.
How?
Because they ought to monitor your spending. And at the end of the day, they will say, first, Osarabo Ekinoyamando, you are supposed to spend 10 naira in this election, but you spent above 10 naira. I will be fine. That will serve as a warning to others. So, when we are building, when we are reconstructing our thinking level, our perspective about politics as citizens, the agencies that are in charge should also do same. The security officers, the security agency should follow suit. I guess it is disheartening to hear that in the presence of a policeman, a citizen of the Federal Republic of Nigeria was beaten. A man that came to exercise his rights. Two things happened. He couldn't exercise that same right, which is a crime to those that stop him. Then he was beaten.
Another crime.
If we are to add another crime to it, in the presence of this same person that they are being paid from your hard-earned tax. And not one man there will say, no, not the pay tax for Nigeria, and value-added tax. You know what it takes for me to buy the charge card? They will say plus VAT. So, when we are trying to rebuild our mind, these people should also do same. And you know why it's going to be hard? An hungry man can do anything. I have friends who have been into political jobbers, anything politics. When we are talking at times, you see the one that has come to light to say, no, nah, baby, do that thing that year, but now I'm not going to try. Orientation change. And I've said it there before. There is a ministry that is not working in Nigeria. Or it's an agency, sorry to say. Those agencies in charge of orientation.
National orientation.
National orientation agency, the state level is not working, the federal level is not working.
Well, according to them, they are working.
You know why I said they are not working?
They are working, yeah.
You want to promote some good virtues.
All right.
There should be sensitization.
That's where conscience comes into play.
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much, Eki. Obara, your last line because
Yeah, thank you so much.
time.
Thank you. Yeah,
Yes.
my last line on the issue is that
Yes.
I want to please beg my brother for something. He should please do something for me. The brother that begged just now that he was beaten, he's a lawyer. I should please take that case up and help him. We should start
And help him.
Yes, we should start doing things ourselves.
Pro bono.
Yes, the number called you. He is a lawyer. That person that you said he should go to the station. The person can just keep running from there, as in, no, he mentioned the name just like you said, don't mention any name. So he's already scared. So as a lawyer, call on him to say, get me, I'll get to the station, I'll be of help to you, so that if we start doing that conscience issue, people will be enlightened.
Okay.
Me, I don't need a lawyer to help me if you beat me. If you beat me, I'll become popular. And I will make so much money from it. I will make so much money from if you embarrass me, I will make so much money from that agency. So thank God I've not been beaten. Anybody that I will get a new car, a house, I will fly to wherever I want to fly to on your own until we get there. But for that brother that is scared, it goes to show that it's so a lawyer should please help. And we, if the lawyer is also helping, he should reach out to us where we as civil society, we also make sure that we help him to the latter. We should start to be of help. We cannot be complaining that INEC is bad, government is bad, this is bad, that is bad. And in your own little way, we cannot try to be a lifting shoulder where somebody can rest on. I get it now. What has happened yesterday has happened. That was a political shamble. For those that believe that they were rigged out, they were models out, any English you want to use. The tribunal will be set up in I'm sure this week we are entering now. The tribunal will be set up. Run quickly to the tribunal. I know it's expensive. I told you, he said by ₦1 million. He said by ₦1 million. So first of all, go and register at the tribunal. So my brother, if after all you suffered yesterday, all the embarrassment and everything, and maybe you borrowed your last 300,000 yesterday, you are indebted, and you've been muzzled up. Somebody is telling you now, go and start tribunal case, which is going to go up another, let's say 6, 7, 8 million. Where is that going to start from? So you can see that it goes back to say it's frustrating. Why not let the tribunal be so minimal? The party primaries leaders will eat your money. Politicians will eat your money. You go to the main election, you people will eat your money. People will then now you believe that you want to go to the tribunal, money again. After all this, somebody will now tell you to say, go and be the best you can. If you reach there, don't chop money, oh, don't be doing right. My brother, are you Jesus Christ?
Thank you.
So with the money spent on election is extremely enormous, and that is what is discouraging many people that want to do it right. The two gentlemen we have here can represent us at any level.
All right.
But they are not multi-billionaires, they are not millionaires to vote for any election. So this is the only avenue we can use. That is why this way I can use. Telling me to win an election and you don't like me. Where am I going to see the money, the volume of money? There is no popularity in it. Obi that we said, go and mark it. Obi use over 1 billion, 5 billion on this election.
Thank you so much, Obaraye. Thank you so much, Festus. Thank you so much, Justin. Our time is up. You've heard the opinions and views from what they said here. They're not really happy about the outcome, but congratulations to the winners. And of course, if you have any issue, you seek redress in the judiciary. Yes, in the courts, always there. Okay? Well, it's a process. We are growing. Eventually, we will get there. Definitely, we will get there. Gentlemen, once more, I really appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
For the caller that called, if you want to contact him, his name is Justin. Yeah. You just, contact me to contact him. Simple as that. So let's leave it at that. Okay, rather number and all that, just contact me to contact him. Case closed. If you really want to take it up from what they said. The opinions, theirs, it has nothing to do with ITV, but still, democracy is growing, is evolving. The Electoral Act is out, Beavers is out. If you have the right personnel to really operate it, we might just have a good result, a good show, a good election. You never can tell. You never just can tell. Once more, winners, congratulations. If you didn't win, you know definitely what to do. Bye for now.